Hello, sixth graders. This is Miss Hughes here today. Keep going through the 9.2 lesson with you today. First up, before I start the lesson though, I want to quickly review the homework assignment that you did yesterday. Miss Reuter did the 9.2 activity with you, and your homework assignment was numbers 4 through 9 and then 19 through 22. So question number 4 said describe an average value of the data, and we have the ages in the class listed there, and the correct answer would be 12 years old, because if you find the sum of the ages and divide by the number of students in the class, that should give you 12. Question number 5 says describe an average value of the data, movies seen this week, and it has a list of numbers there. The correct answer would be this one. One movie seen this week. Find the total number of movies and divide by the number of people. Question number 6 said define the mean. So you had to add 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 0. That of course equals 10. And then 10 divided by 5 means that the mean average of pets owned would be 2 pets. Question number 7 says find the mean of the brothers and sisters. So you would add 1 plus 5 plus 4 plus 2. That gives you 12. And then 12 divided by 4 gives you an answer of 3. So the mean is 3 brothers and sisters. Question number 8, you definitely needed a calculator to help you out with this one because you had to add all those numbers together. You should have gotten an answer of 1,236. If you didn't get that, I would encourage you to add that set of numbers more than once just to double check, because when you're adding together 12 numbers like that, it's often likely that you will make a mistake along the way. But then when you divide that by 12, you get 103. So the average number of sit-ups was 103, or the mean is 103 sit-ups. Question number 9, again, you had to add all of those bars together, and you should get 112. 112 divided by the 7 days means that the mean visits to your website was 16 visits per day. Then we had a couple SPAR review questions. So to solve these ones with these long division bars, you have to add the top numbers first. So that's 18, then divided by 2, that should give you 9. This one, adding 26 plus 34 first, that is 60, and then 6 divided by 2 would give you 30 as your answer. Last one, you need to add 18 plus 19, which is 37, and then 37 divided by 2 gives you 18.5. All right, so today's lesson and the target we are trying to hit is I can find the mean of a data set. So first, mean is the sum of the data divided by the number of data values. So first we have our data here. I'm going to add those data values together first. So I add 8 plus 5 plus 6 plus 9, that gives me 28. And then I divide by the number of data values there are, 4, and that gives me 7 as my mean. An outlier, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, is a data value that is much greater or much less than the other data values. So if we look at this little graph here, you can see all of these data values kind of fall in the same kind of area. All of these follow the flock. But then we have this one outlier up here, which is very different from the rest of them. There is actually a way that you can calculate when a number is an outlier. We won't be doing that today. We will just be looking for numbers that are much greater or much less than the other data values in our data set. All right, task number 1 says, the table shows the number of text messages sent by a group of friends over 1 week. What is the mean number of messages sent? And can you believe that people used to actually be charged for each text message that they send? Like, it used to be that you would have to pay like 5 cents per text message that you sent. Nowadays, most people have unlimited texting, so they don't have to pay per text message. But man, if we went back to that time, I bet a lot of you would have to pay a lot of money for the number of text messages that you send in a week. So you can see from this data, we have Mark, 120, Laura, 95, Stacy, 101, Josh, 125, Kevin, 82, Maria, 101, and Manny sent 90. So what I need to do first, and you may use a calculator with this, is add all of those numbers together. Now, when you have that many numbers that you have to add together, I recommend doing it more than once. So let's say you add them up and you get an answer. You double check that answer by adding them up again, and you get a different answer. Guess what you should do? add them up again, and hopefully the third time you'll get one of the answers that you got the first or the second time. Because most likely what people make mistakes on in this one is when they're adding the numbers together. They just accidentally type in 9 instead of 95, and that gives them a way different answer. Second mistake that a lot of students make is you have to add all of these numbers together first, then hit equals. Then that number is divided by 7. If you don't hit equals after you add all those numbers together, then what your calculator will often do is just take 90 divided by 7, and that's not going to give you the right answer. So make sure you add all of these numbers together, equals, write that number down, make sure you're getting that number, that's the correct answer when you add those numbers together. Then divide by 7, so 721 divided by 7, and that then gives you the mean that you were looking for. The mean number of messages sent is 103 text messages by this group of students. Task number 2 is looking at a double bar graph, and it shows the monthly rainfall amounts for 2 cities over a 6-month period. Compare the mean monthly rainfalls. So looking at this double bar graph, you can see that this is city 1. It's kind of that yucky kind of green color for each of those months. And then we have another color for city 2 for each of these months. So I want to find the mean for city 1, then find the mean for city 2. So mean for city 1 means I need to add 3.5 plus 2.2 plus 1.9 plus 2.1 plus 2.5 plus 3.4. I have to hit equals when I add those numbers together, and I should get an answer of 15.6. Then I divide that number by 6, and I get the city 1's mean as 2.6. Now city 2. So I would add 1.7 plus 1.6 plus 2.2 plus 2.1 plus 2.7 plus 1.7 equals, that should add together to give me 12, and then 12 divided by 6 then gives me 2, for city 2's mean is 2. So now to compare the numbers, city 1 has a higher mean than city 2. Not very much higher, but it does have a higher rainfall average than city 2 does have. You can pause the video and please try doing these two on your own. All right, to check your answers on these two. So for number 1, I have to add 49 plus 62 plus 52 plus 54 plus 61 plus 70 plus 55 plus 53 equals, that should equal 456, and then I divide it by 8, and that means the mean for number 1, you should get 57. Question number 2, 7.2 plus 8.5 plus 7 plus 8.1 plus 6.7 equals, that adds up to be 37.5, and then I divide it by 5 because there's 5 numbers in this data set, and you should get a mean of 7.5. All right, this is a class task which was involving finding the mean with and without an outlier. So we have the height in inches of some Shetland ponies, and the table shows the heights of several Shetland ponies, So first thing I want to do is display the data in a dot plot. And it's been a little while since we've used a dot plot, but basically you make a line and then you put dots above the line for each of these values. So you can see 40 is right there, 38 is right there, 37 is right there, 38 is there, and 39, and so on. Now, you'll notice that there's one value over here that is a lot different than all of these values, and that number is 28. And that one is what we would call the outlier. 28 is much less than the other values, so that is an outlier. Then what I want to do is find the mean with and without the outlier. So with the outlier is just like we've been doing. I add all of those numbers together and then I divide by the number of numbers there are, which is 10. So when I add them together, I get 379, and then I divide that by 10 because that's the number of numbers that there are, and I get 37.9 as my mean with the outlier. Now, without the outlier means that I add them together, but I skip question number 28 because I'm thinking that that one is an outlier, and I want to see what the difference that makes when I add or find the mean without that number. So I would add 40 plus 38 plus 37 plus 38 plus 39 plus 37 plus 40 plus 42 plus 40 equals, that gives me 351. But I don't divide by 10 this time because I didn't have 10 data values this time. I took 28 out, so now I only have 9 data values. So I divide that by 9, and then I get a mean of 39. Now, how does that outlier affect the mean? Well, because this outlier here is lower than all the other numbers, it makes my mean a little bit lower. And I actually don't feel like this mean really describes this data very well. 37.9 is way lower than most of my other data values. But if I calculate my mean without 28, I get a value of 39. And that 39 seems to fall right into the middle of these data values. So 39 is a much better mean than 37.9 is. So with the outlier, the mean is less than all but 3 of the heights. Without the outlier, the mean better represents the heights. So you can pause the video and try doing this one on your own. All right, to check this one, you probably found that 8 seems like the outlier because 8 is much lower than the other data values. So then when I calculated the mean with 8, when I added all those numbers together and then I divided by 7 because there are 7 numbers there, I got an average of 44. When I took 8 out and I added those numbers together without 8, now of course I had to divide by 6 because I took 8 out, so that's not a data value anymore. I got a mean of 50. So you can see that that 8 really brought my mean down a lot lower. I feel like 50 is much more representative of this data with 8 not involved in it. So the weight of 8 pounds is the outlier, and it makes the mean less than all but 2 of the weights. All right, next up is time for you to do your homework assignment. Of course, log into bigideasmath.com. You are only going to be doing numbers 10 through 12 and number 14 today, and I want to get started on number 10 with you. So it says the table shows the tournament finishers for a golfer. So you can see these are the different places that a golfer finished in different tournaments. Now, first place is obviously what they want to have, but sometimes you know with golf that you don't always finish first. Sometimes you might have bad days and finish a little bit different. So to find the golfer's mean finish to the nearest whole number, first thing I need to do is add all those numbers together. So 1 plus 15 plus 1 plus 37 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 12 plus 26 plus 6 plus 9 plus 2 plus 1 equals, then divide that answer by 16. And you do get a decimal, but it says round to the nearest whole number. For example, let's say if you get 9.375, well, 9 would round to 9 because you go to the digit next to it, which is a 3, and that is 5 or less, so that way my number would stay at 9. If you got an average of 10.5, well then to round it to the nearest whole number, I go to the 5, and 5 is greater, or 5 is 5 or more, so that means I would round the 10 to 11. So the golfer's mean finish was about, and round that to the nearest whole number once you add all those numbers together, hit equals, and then divide by 16. For the second part, it says identify 2 outliers for the data. Well, if you look at this list of numbers, you can see that we have this value here, which is way different than all the rest of the numbers, and 26 that is way different than all the other numbers. I would consider those to be my 2 outliers. 26 and 37 are outliers because they are much greater than the other data values. Remember, if you have any questions on today's lesson, you can always email your teachers and they will guide you through the lesson. Big mistakes that people make is they don't add the numbers together correctly. Remember, double check It's not going to hurt you. We have a short homework assignment, so you want to make sure you give your best effort. Second mistake students often make is they forget to hit equals and then divide their answer. If you make those mistakes, you're going to get some strange answers that don't really fit the data that we're working with today. Thanks for watching.